All right, we are here with Triple Think. And let's go around the room, introduce yourselves and what you do.
Jack Katz, I'm the drummer.
I'm Owen Rose, and I do guitars.
Tanya Van Camp, I play violin and viola.
I am Ezra Van Camp, and I play the bass.
I'm assuming you're related.
Yes.
Yep. That's my mother.
And how long has this been a thing?
Well, since we've been playing as Triple Think, maybe around like 9 months. Would you say it's about accurate?
Yeah.
And how did it come together?
We were together in a previous project, and then we decided to take it in a new direction. Just return back to the drawing board and have the three of us get together in a room and see what we could do. Played our first show last February, it was, right?
I have a terrible memory.
It's like
Probably.
earlier in the year, this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so not very long.
Mm-hmm.
And when did you come into it?
Well, they practice at my house,
Yeah.
so I put up with them a lot, but they're great. And no, at some point it was actually Mother's Day. We sat down and he was playing and we played together, and then after that it was kind of like, oh, we should bring this to the band, and then it evolved from there.
It adds an interesting element to it,
Thank you.
especially since you don't have vocals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it adds something else that kind of fills out a little bit, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that you don't play on every song also kind of works because it keeps the song sounding very different.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So are you only, did the songs you don't play on, are they songs that were already written? Or?
Yes, like they had definitely had a set list and they were already playing shows, and then some of them were kind of started when I came in, and then a lot of the newer stuff is being written with my involvement.
So how does the songwriting go?
A lot of the time we will write a little bit of something individually, and then we'll come together and finish the songs and build on them from there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we kind of improvise and come up with something on the spot, but
Yeah, it just depends on the day and the mood.
yeah.
We'll have things we sometimes bring that are very similar, and we'll put them together as well.
Yeah.
Or just throw something together in the spot.
And you're based out of Ithaca?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the name? Where does that come from?
Well, there's two different ways of thinking about it. So the first one is, there's usually two specific ideas about what reality is that people could have, and we think of it as the third level, which is like above the two other levels, which is like the highest level of seeing reality for what it actually is.
Okay.
We're kind of working on like figuring out the specifics of this sort of idea about it. And then the second idea is sort of like non-duality. So like if duality is things separated as two, Triple Think is the third level of seeing reality. So like, and destroy the concept means like the more conceptually you see reality, the more detached you can become. So the more concepts that you break down, we think the more in touch you get with what's actually here.
Right, because you're not putting up imaginary borders
Mm-hmm.
that stop you from thinking about things in a wider perspective.
Yeah, and it is very difficult.
Yes.
As you
Well,
get older, you get
yes.
sort of a fixed perspective on things, and you know there can be a lot of fear that comes into breaking all those down and seeing what's real.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Well, it's almost like if yin and yang are dualities, you're looking at the yin and yang as a unity, and that's your third level.
We almost think of it as the difference between separating a painting into foreground and background versus stepping back and seeing that neither one can exist without the other, and they're part of a meta perspective, forming a complete whole.
Nice.
There's a lot of 2 a.m. philosophy talks happening in my living room.
That's good. Is there any thought to adding a vocalist at some point?
Definitely something we're working on. We've had a couple auditions, and I think we have an idea of someone.
Yeah, I know someone who we want to audition, so we have to contact him, and hopefully we can work that out.
Nice. Okay. And obviously you don't have lyrics for any of it, so you just dump that on them.
We've got a few songs that have some lyrics
Oh, do
written
you?
for
Okay.
them.
All right.
I think it's going to be important for illustrating the ideas we want behind the music.
Yeah. And all the ideas going to kind of flow along that idea, what you just described.
Yeah, it's kind of counter conceptual. It's like the idea of it is to break down
Yeah.
ideas about reality.
What's interesting about it is if we want to write lyrics about not having concepts to reality, we need to use the concept of language to get the message across, of breaking that in and of itself down. So it's really, it's interesting, but I think we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean the tendency of people is to put things in boxes.
And you might ask, like, why do we make this a big deal? Why do we want to, like, go off on this sort of out there kind of thing? Well, it's because I think we literally just want to kind of get down to the bottom of what we are consciously.
Mhm.
That's the goal. So
Nice.
yeah.
So you don't have anything recorded yet, other than what you just did tonight.
Mhm.
How many songs do you have total?
Probably,
15
yeah.
or more.
Yeah, because we have a lot of like partially finished or stuff we started writing and
Yeah, we
still need to work on.
obsessively write things at the same time.
Yeah.
I saw you open for Brat.
Mhm.
How many shows do you think you've done this year?
I'd say 7 or 8.
Yeah, it's somewhat a little below 10. I
Yeah.
would say.
And you were fantastic at that show.
Thank you.
What's been your favorite show so far?
Honestly, this one was really good.
That one was, yeah.
But like other than this,
We opened for Miracle Blood at the Kava Bar. That was a
That
lot
was
of
really
fun.
good.
Okay. Future.
Grassroots was fun
Also,
too.
Grassroots
I
was
found
fun.
Rootstock on the Commons really
Oh,
fun
yeah.
because that was our first show with just the three of us,
Hmm.
like with the new band.
Mhm.
So that was cool.
That one was a lot of fun. I also did. I feel like I could go off and like talk about all of them, but I really enjoyed like the first one we did at the Kava Bar
That was
when
great.
we opened for
Chivy Bevy.
yeah,
Yeah.
blanked on the name. Yeah, no, that one was a lot of fun too.
Have you had any bad shows that you weren't happy with?
There's been like stuff where like a lot of the time when we're on stage and it's like the sound isn't like we can't like hear each other that well or but there hasn't been like anything as Triple Think that I feel like was like
Horrible.
yeah something I'd be like oh man
Or we did have one horrible experience.
yeah we did
Maybe we shouldn't name the place it was at.
yeah
But we basically just were standing there for, I think it must have been 2 or 3 hours.
yeah
It was a sound issue.
Oh man! Like
This
you were
was
on
a-
stage waiting for them to get the sound
Yeah,
fixed.
Pretty much, there was like a guy
Yeah.
coming down a couple hours out
yeah that was
just to like fix one
But to
thing.
be fair, that was
That was
before you were
that was before
officially
Triple
Triple Thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
but we just
That was a terrible
that
show.
was terrible I will admit even though it wasn't Triple Think it was awful.
Well, that's what led to Triple Think. We were like, this
Yeah.
is so terrible. We need to start over.
yeah
It was really
Something's
bad.
not working here.
yeah
It was really bad.
So, do you have any shows coming up?
We're working on getting one booked.
Okay.
No concrete dates yet, but stay tuned.
Okay.
Maybe a
And-
barn show.
Yeah.
I would do a barn show.
We have a barn that they've played in, and that's been a lot of fun. Graduation party at the end of June. We kind of had a madhouse with a lot of people, and that was actually a really good show too.
Yeah.
even though it's just in our yard.
Nice. Now, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
So as far as social media, what do you have?
We have Instagram and YouTube currently.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're both under Triple Think Band.
All right. Is there anything else people should know?
I think our two goals are just the breaking down concepts thing, like sort of a spirituality goal, if you want to call it
Yeah.
that, and then just playing great metal. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I don't think it goes beyond that.
Yeah.
Mostly just good music, or as good as we can do.
Right, right. Well, it was pretty damn good tonight, so thank you guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.